Hi, in this video we will cover complete array functions in JavaScript. So let's start with writing an array. Okay, so say const fruits equals to apple, banana and cherry. Let's just console.log fruits. Now here all the fruits are showing. Now you can see in apple the index is 0. For banana it's 1 and for cherry it's 2. So in an array the first element is always start with 0. Now if we want to access let's say apple, we have to write console.log 0. Now let's say cherry, then console log 2. Now let's say we want to add another fruits in the array. So now what we have to do? We can write fruits dot push add a fruit. Let's say dragon fruit here. So now you can see in the array there are now 4 elements and the last one is the dragon fruit. Now here dot push an element in the last of any array. Now let's say we don't want this last element, that is cherry. Now what we're gonna do? We're gonna do like fruits dot pop, and now you can see there is now only 2 elements. Now let's talk about most useful function, that is map. So map actually go through each element and changes how you want, and it's saved as an instance of an array. Now here we can say const numbers equals to let's say 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now we want to double this number, so we can say const double. So now, and it's another instance of this number array. So now we can say numbers dot map, and here let's say num, an arrow function num multiplying 2. And now here map gonna go through each element and multiply each element with 2. So now let's just console.log doubled, and here you can see each element has been multiplied with the 2, like so, like 2, 4, 6 and 8. Now let's talk about dot filter. Filter is kind of map, but filter removes all the elements that doesn't satisfy with its condition. So here let's say we want to find out only the even numbers. So now we can say const even numbers equals to numbers dot filter, and again let's say num and arrow function. Now you can say num modular 2 has to be 0. And now in each element, if modular 2 is equals to 0, then it's gonna be the even number and those elements will be saved in even numbers array. Now let's just console log even numbers, and you can see, and here you can see 2 elements like 2 and 4. Those are even numbers. Now let's talk about reduce. Reduce, as the name suggests, reduce an array elements with a single element, and here you can reduce the elements with adding to each other. So you can say like const sum equals to numbers dot reduce, and then you can say total and num. And again, you know, num is the 1, 2, 3, 4, means num is each element. Total is the decent value what have to be added. And then arrow function and total plus num. And then comma 0. So 0 is just the initial value of total. When number are adding to each other, let's say 1 plus 2 equals to 3. So 3 will be the total and next element will be 3. So again 3 plus 3 will be 6. So 6 will be the total and next element will be 4. So that's how it just works. And here 0 is the initial value of total. Now let's console.log sum, and in the console you can see there is 10. So like 4 plus 3 plus 2 equals to 10. Now there is another function, that is find. So find is the first element of an array that satisfies the condition. So here just we can say const found equals to numbers dot find, and let's say num arrow function num greater than 2. If num is greater than 2, then the found variable has to be assigned with this value. So let's just say console.log found, and now the console is saying 5 because obviously 5 is the first element that is greater than 2. Now let's remove the 5 with the 2. Now you can see in the console there is 3 because of course 3 is the first element that is greater than 2. Now let's talk about forEach. We can say numbers dot forEach, and let's say num arrow function console.log now I'm multiplying 3. So it is just like a map, but for each, so it's showing all the elements like 3, 6, 9, and 12 that is multiplying by the element of the numbers. So that's kind of like map, but for each also an useful function, and it has so many use cases in real life projects. Now let's talk about sort. Sort, as the name suggests, to sorting and elements. Like there is some values like 10, 5, 4, and 50. So we want like 4, 5, 10, and 50. So sorting the elements. Now how you can do that? We can say numbers dot sort, and let's say a comma b, add function a minus b. Now it compares each element with assigning the value a and b. Now let's console.log numbers, and you can see 4, 5, 10, and 50. So it's just sorted. But for alphabetical sorting, we don't have to do anything complicated. Like we can simply say like names dot sort, and you can see all the names are sorted in an alphabetical order. Now in JavaScript, you can write a nested array too. And again, you can convert the nested array into a flat array. Like const nested array equals to, let's say, 1 comma in an array 2 and 3, again comma, and again in an array, let's say 4, and again comma, again in an array, let's say 5 and 6. So now let's say const flat array equals to nested array dot flat and 2. Now console.log flat array, and now you can see all the elements with a single array. Okay, now you have an array with duplicate values. Now how do you extract all the unique values from there? For that, we have something like const, it's a unique equals to new set, and here we can say duplicates. Now let's say console.log unique. So now you can see in the console, there's like all the 9 unique values. There is no single duplicates. That's how you can eliminate all the duplicates from the array. Now in JavaScript, like a nested array, you can write a matrix too. So let's say const matrix equals to, let's say 1 comma 2, again a array like 2, 3, again and an array like 3 and 4. So the array, you can say matrix dot for each, now row arrow function, and here you can say console.log row, and now you can see all the rows are showing in the console. Okay, now let's just take a real life examples. Now here let's say it's a card array with objects. So each objects has like item and price. So each item is like laptop, mobiles, and headphones, and price like 1000, 500, and 100. So now let's say in the card system there is something called total. We have to display the total value. So we can say const total and cart dot reduce. Now for each array we can say sum and product arrow function, and let's say sum plus product dot price and 0. Now console.log total, and you can see the total is 1600.